You've probably heard before from people that you need to create a game plan if you want to start performing better in tournaments. I tell this everyone I start coaching that wants to get into tournaments as well, so this is super important. And in this video, I'll show you how to actually create a game plan, because that's what not a lot of people discuss, and that's the important stuff. How do you actually create one? And we're going to be going over two strategies. Number one, just copying your favorite pros. We're going to be going over how you can actually see what a pro's game plan is. And then second of all, we'll try to create your own. I'll give you a couple of pointers, what I look for when I create game plans for people. If you have any questions throughout the video, just comment down below. I'll be happy to help you. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and use my creator code Coach Philip in the item shop to support me for free. And let's get right into it. So first of all, if you want to copy a pro's game plan, I would look for a tournament, especially finals, because usually in the opens pros key more, right? And maybe you're not at that level yet, so you don't want to fight that much. Your main goal is probably to get to endgame and have good loot so you can get a lot of points, as many as possible. So we'll take a look at some sort of finals from pros. Go for either solos or duos, depending on what you want to find out. Let's just take a look at a duo cup right here, because the duo FNCS trial is coming up. So let's take a look at this finals of the Fortnite performance evaluation. Click on the leaderboard, and let's take a look at Noah Rayleigh right here. Click on the match history, then click on some game where they don't die off spawn. Let's take a look at their best game right here. Hit watch. So unfortunately, replays are glitched once again, so we can't watch any pros, but you know what to do. If they're not glitched anymore, you can hop into a pros replay, and then what you want to do once you're in the replay is you want to go to, okay, usually when you click here and it's not glitched anymore, you'll have a button that says battle map, and then you can see exactly where the person landed and how they rotated throughout the whole game. But in case it's not working yet and you want to do this before FNCS trial, go on to gameplay, and then you can look at how the player's playing. Once you're in the replay and you want to see their loot and HP, which it doesn't show you usually, go to interface, and then you want to put on the broadcast mode as the HUD preset, and then you can see all their loot, all their heals, where zone is pulling, minimap, and stuff like that. And then you click H to activate it or to deactivate it right here. Or you can skip around by doing this, and you have it here as well. And now you just want to see where they landed, what chest they landed, and then mark out their loot route. To mark out their loot route, hop on Fortnite.gg. Here you can see the whole map, whole loot, and then on the top right, you can actually place a marker. Let's say they landed on this chest. You can place a marker on that chest, and then to build their route, you can click this part on the top right to draw a path. And now you click once, and then it draws a path for you. So let's say they went to the house, then they went down here, then they went to the gas station, like a serve truck, whatever. And then you can just mark out their path like this, and also see how they rotated to mid game and where they took fights. So I would recommend places where they took fights or where you know enemies are. You mark red, for example, just like this, and then you know, okay, I have to watch out for these people when I'm looting up here, and then they rotate down here, maybe fish at the spawn, maybe use a launch pad to get here, depends on where zone pulls, of course. And that's how you can map out a pro's game plan, because early game is the most important. That's going to be the main thing. And then of course you can look for mid game rotates, look at where they position themselves on the zones. So if there's a zone like this, for example, let's say zones back here, then you can watch these pros, watch different games, of course, don't just watch one game, see, okay, they always position themselves on the back part, or they always stay at this part, and then you can just map out what you want to do for the game. Now, if you don't want to copy your favorite pros game plan, then you can make your own this way as well. So go on to Fortnite.gg, and now you can do the same exact thing. And I'll give you the main things I look for when looking for a drop spot. So first of all, I like dropping on the edge, and I recommend it to players that aren't the best fighters, because in the center, when you're rotating, there's going to be people all around you. You have to be super aware so you don't get fought right there. And on the edge, logically, no one's going to be in the water. So one side is basically free that you don't have to watch out for, which just makes it a bit easier. And also it's easier to get into the dead side of zone because you can rotate in the backside easier right here. If you don't know what dead side is, watch my video on how to rotate generally. That's number one, on the edge of the map. Then number two is positioning. So I usually like to land on top of somewhere. So if I can get on here on this mountain, this is awesome, because if I get something good out of this chest, I can get free kills by just spraying people out of the air. Or another drop spot I liked was here. I land on top, and then I can fight the person at gas station. So watch out for positioning. Of course, you can be in low ground, but then you have to be extra careful. Then number three is, of course, that you get good loot. So if you're a duo, try to have at least like 10, 15 chests you can loot. Doesn't have to be in like one spot, one house. You can land on top, then drop down here and get all these chests. So you get like 15 in total. Number 4 is getting heal. So I always like to land on a slurp truck, which is why I land next to this gas station, or over here there's a slurp truck at the gas station as well. You can always see these on the maps, or of course you can go for slurp barrels instead as well, which is good too. And number 5 is getting good mats. So that's why I don't like landing in cities that much as well, because usually it's hard to get mats off spawn. If I land over here, for example, I literally have to farm for 1 minute and I have full brick. Then I farm this gas station, I'm full metal. So really good mats, look for that. So you're good off spawn and you don't have to fight mid game, because if you get shit loot, you have to fight mid game to get better loot so you're ready for end game. Now that's basically your early game covered. Once you got that down, look for rotations. Okay, how can I get off of this mountain? It's a lot of thinking, it's just a thought process, and then trial and error. So you say, okay, if the zone pulls to the middle, then we're just gonna stay on the edge. If the zone pulls to the full opposite side, we're going to get into this backside. So think about what side of the zone you want to get in, ideally backside or back edge, but you can map out whole rotates. So if you know there's a launch pad here, maybe take launch pad, maybe don't if it's stacked, or you can try to use, there's a lot of mountains here, use them as natural cover. So think about and you can do this while you're playing. So I recommend playing a lot of scrims to test out your drop spot, or maybe just ranked as well, but scrims are better for playing just smart. And then you can see, okay, there's good mountains here. There's always players here. This is how we have to rotate if there's someone's there. So it's a lot of trial and error. And make sure you write these things down. So don't just go wherever, don't just white line, don't just run straight. Actually look at the map, see where other people are, see where you are, and then make a smart decision on where you want to go, which is always the least risky. So don't run past 10 people. So yeah, that basically covers your game plan for early and mid game. For end game, I would recommend playing a lot of duo end games together. It's important that you stick together. That's super important. And then usually general game plan is stick to one side of zone, don't rotate through the middle. That's usually harder. And if you can't, look for height. So play a high layer and also try to rotate early. That makes it easier to get refreshes because you're not pushed by the zone. So you can fight at the front of the zone. So you have time. Yeah, that's just a quick overview over endgame. You can watch my whole video on how to get height and how to play endgames correctly if you want to learn more on that. If you have any other questions, make sure to join my Discord, where you can ask any question or just comment down below if you need help creating a game plan. And if you're playing the FNCS trial, good luck in that, and let me know if you need any help or want a VOD review after. I'll see you in the next one.